everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a long time since I last posted because I am very busy with TikTok, so every day I'm creating new content on TikTok. So if you guys are on TikTok, you can follow me on TikTok, okay? So my username is Spring, and other than being busy on TikTok, I'm also busy with hospitalization. Okay, so if you didn't know, I was hospitalized last week and then for 2 nights. Okay, so I'll share the details of my hospitalization. Okay, so let's go. Okay, sorry, we're back. Anyway, so I need to give you guys some prelude to my hospitalization, pre-hospitalization. Okay, so before my actual hospitalization for a few days, I have this mild pain at the, like, right below my rib cage. Okay, so it's like it's the top part of the abdomen, not the bottom part. Okay, so normally you have stomach ache, all this, right? It's all at the bottom part of the abdomen. Okay, so for this pain, it was at the upper part of my abdomen, which is very weird, and it wasn't located at a specific site. It was only located in the center. Okay, so yeah, so that was the pain experience. It was mild pain, and then slowly it progressed into a super very bad pain on like Friday last week. Okay, on like Friday last week. So I was at a client meeting when the pain became intense. Okay, so halfway during the meeting, the pain was really intense, but no problem. I finished the meeting. Okay, I struggled all the way home. So on the way home, cab home, right? The car was like bumping, and then my abdomen was super duper pain. Okay, yeah. So after I reached home, I put down my items, like my laptop, everything. I immediately went to see a doctor at the nearby clinic at my house. Okay, so as I was walking there, right, I was so in pain that my back was like totally like bent. Yeah, so as long as I walk or run or like just do any big movements, even walking, yeah, it will be pain. So the entire time I was like hunched like that, super pain. Okay, yeah. So when I reached the doctor saw me and then asked a few questions, touch, press, right? Yeah. So he touched the abdomen is pain, right? So press down is pain. No need to press down, also pain already. Yeah. So basically the doctor touched and tell me could basically be many things. Okay, so but highly likely he told me it's gastritis because that's the most common condition that most people have at the upper top abdomen, and that's where your stomach is located, right? Yeah, so he told me most likely it's gastritis, but then he gave me some gastritis medicine. Then he told me if you take this gastritis medicine and you don't get better, you can go to the A&E already because it might not be gastritis. Okay, so yeah, so that's exactly what happened. So that's the first pre-hospitalization. I'm going to show you the bill now. Okay, so this is the clinic near my house. You can see a consultation. It actually quite affordable, $30, right? Quite affordable. And then basically he asked me if I had like a feeling to like want to vomit. There is a slight feeling, but I didn't vomit at all. Okay, so there was a vomiting medicine and gastric medicine. Okay, so yeah, so that's the total price that I paid for the visit to the doctor. Okay, so I took the gastric medicine like right after I reached home, and then I just like waited to see if any improvement. So while waiting to see if any improvement, I was doing a TikTok live. Okay, so because I'm like super dedicated to my TikTok, so I did a TikTok live stream, and then I managed to sell some items as well. Okay, so I did like a 1-hour live stream, and throughout the entire live stream process, my back was like bent like that, like because I was so in pain. Okay, and during the live stream, right, someone even told me to skip. So there was this item that I was selling that's called a wireless skipping rope. So someone told me to skip during the live stream. Oh my god, I almost died there after I jumped. Yeah, so I was so in pain, but I still jumped for the person. Okay, so I only jumped like once, and then it was like I can't jump anymore. Okay, yeah, so that's the experience during my live stream. Okay, so I waited for like after my live stream about 1 hour plus, right? So I waited for like about another hour. I just lie down on the sofa because I felt so like horrible, right? I just didn't feel like doing anything. I didn't even take my dinner. Yeah, I just lie down on the sofa. Okay, so for 1 hour I lied down there, and then the pain didn't improve. So since the pain didn't improve, I decided, okay, time to get admitted, right? Yeah, because what's going on? Like, it's too pain already. Okay, so I liaise with my medical partner to get myself admitted to a private hospital, okay, because I have a private hospitalization coverage, so I can get admitted. And then usually if you go to the A&E for like government hospitals, everyone know you need to wait like at least a few hours before you can get admitted, and there's no guarantee you can get admitted, because if they have totally no beds, right, you totally can't get admitted, okay. Yeah, so my medical partner managed to arrange a bed within like 30 minutes for me, okay. So he arranged for me to go to this Mount Alvernia hospital. So Mount Alvernia is like at Thomson near Macritchie, okay, if you didn't know. So Mount Alvernia, so only got 2 bedder left lah. So technically my policy allows me to go for 1 bedder, but there was only a 2 bedder left, so I went for the 2 bedder because so pain already, no one is waiting for a 1 bedder, right? Yeah, okay. So I went to the hospital like about an hour later, okay, so about like 3 hours waiting, and then I went to the hospital lah. Yeah, so how did I actually go to the hospital? My dad drove me there, okay. So technically I could have kept there lah, but it's just like my dad offered to drive me there, so he drove me there. And then so to get admitted, you need to go through the business office at the hospital. If you didn't know, admitting is not just straight away sit on the bed and then you get admitted. It's not. You need to go to the business office and then you register. Okay, so you register already. Basically they will present you with this form, which took about 1 hour to present this form. I don't understand why. Okay, so 1 hour, and then they present you with this financial counseling form. It's in case you can't pay your hospital bills. Okay, so they need to ask you about your insurance details. Yeah, all these things lah, okay, basically. Okay, so this is the estimated hospital charges. Okay, so estimated to be about $3,000 for 2 nights. And then they tell me I can claim 550 for from my Medisave per day. So for 2 nights I can claim 1,100. Okay, so basically that's the charges lah. And basically I'm covered under the AIA HealthShield Go Max. So I have this AIA issued this LOG amount, letter of guarantee, of 4750. Okay, so it doesn't matter what's the ending bill, as long as your hospital, your insurance gives the hospital this guarantee, right? They should be able to admit you without any deposit. Okay, unless you didn't buy rider lah. Okay, so all this rider, all these things are super important. Please buy rider. Okay, yeah. So this is the financial counseling. You can just take a look. I just estimate, okay? This is not the real bill. Yeah, so this is the second part of the counseling guide. They give you this pricing guide. Then they show you different tests, range from what price to what price, and then what surcharge because of like Sunday, Saturday, public holiday. Basically, I need to go for all these surcharges because I'm admitted on a Friday night, right? Yeah, so after 5 p.m. So all these surcharge all apply to me lah. That's why they tell me. Okay, so yes, we also have a CT scan, MRI, how much for each thing. Basically, I'm in so much pain, right? Whatever they say, I just okay, yeah. So what's there to say, like you are so in pain, why do you care how much it costs, right? Yeah, so you guys better get your hospital insurance done up properly, okay? So you're in pain, you want to think about your financial cost, how much it costs, right? No, nobody wants to think about that, okay? So they just want to faster get admitted at the fastest time possible, okay? If you really need those immediate attention, right, then you need a public hospital. Make sure you get private hospital coverage. And then lastly, they have this visitor advisory lah. Okay, so allowed 2 visitors at a time, 8:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Okay, yeah, so basically like that lor. Just wear a mask and stuff. Okay, yeah. So that concludes the admission details. So after this, the person that was serving me, right, she brought me to my bed, and then I just sat there and wait for the doctor. Okay, yeah. So by the time I was actually admitted, it was already 10 plus. I was quite shocked. I thought the doctor will come the next day because who works at 11 plus, right? But not bad, the doctor still came at 11 plus. I thought I'd have to wait until the next day, okay? So when the doctor came, he came and touch, press, same thing. Okay, so he ordered a blood test as well as a CT scan, okay? So the CT scan was done that night itself, on the 23rd June, it was done that night itself. And the blood test was also done that night itself. But the blood test result is not immediate, it will only be out the next day. Okay, so the doctor said he will come back and see me the next day, which is on Saturday afternoon. Okay, so yep. I'll show you guys the CT scan results. I don't have the CT scan result, I only have the blood test result. Okay, so basically, right, you don't need to see the CT scan results because the CT scan results was totally normal. The doctor said there's no anomalies spotted. Okay, what was spotted in the blood test is the anomaly lah. Okay, so we go into blood test. Okay, so this was my blood test done at like 11:25. Okay, the blood test was like super, I mean, like the way they took out my blood was super bad, because like basically they try to take it from my left hand, and then in between, because the doctor prescribed some painkillers and like painkillers, yeah, he need prescribed painkillers, then they had to give me a drip. So when giving me a drip, right, they tried to insert into my vein from my left hand. Okay, so I think they didn't insert properly because my hand was like swollen after that. And also, right, when they tried to retrieve blood from my left hand, that vein, right, no blood, not much blood came out. Okay, so not much blood came out, so no choice, they had to poke a second time at the you know, the elbow there, here, this big vein here. So they took blood from here, and then basically they gave me a drip here lah. Okay, yeah, so the drip, right, wow, it was so painful. I had to like every time I move, right, I had to, as in every time I want to go toilet, I have to move with the drip, you know. Okay, and the drip keep giving like tee sound. Okay, so as you know, I'm in a two-bedder, right? So two-bedder, I'm like making noise. I'm not making the noise, the stupid machine is making the noise to my other neighbor, so I feel kind of bad with the sounds. Okay, yeah, but no choice lah. Okay, so this is my blood test from that night. Where is my mouse? Okay, blood test from that night. Okay, so you can see basically most of the items are normal except for the amylase. Although there's some star here, because all this like weird, right? It's because probably I'm just sick lah. That's why it's weird. Anyway, it's not much difference from the what's that called? The reference reading. So the only one that was super out of the reference reading is the amylase. Okay, you can see. And then basically, if you are sick, all these things are a bit out of range lah. Okay, it's normal. It's not that out of range also. And what the hell is this? Why is 0%? Is this normal? Okay, anyway, it looks pretty okay. And then what's this? Urea very low. Okay, now eat enough protein. Liver function test. Globulin not enough. My liver got issue with it. But actually, it's not much, not that far off from the reference lah. The one that's super far from the reference is as you can see, the amylase. Okay, so basically the doctor came in the afternoon and then tell me that my blood test all looks normal except for the amylase. Okay, yeah. So Saturday afternoon he came and tell me amylase looks weird, okay, but nothing is seen from my CT scan lah. So to double confirm, usually amylase is high, super high, right, during pancreatitis. So it's supposed to be about 2000 levels, but my amylase was only 300 plus levels, but it was still out of the reference range by like 3 times lah. Okay, so that's definitely suggests that it's pancreatitis, because of the amylase. Okay, so doctor only left with 2 diagnoses, either pancreatitis or gastritis, but nothing in the scans show is gastritis also, nothing in the scan show is pancreatitis. So the only clue he have is that amylase is high. Okay, so he says since the amylase is high, right, he need to test for another thing called the lipase, which is also another enzyme secreted by the pancreas. So both of these items are high, right, then it's definitely pancreatitis, it's not gastritis. Okay, so from his area of pain, all these things, so he determined only these 2 diagnoses. Okay, so by the time I was actually discharged, right, there was no diagnosis here because the lipase results, right, takes a few days for it to actually come out. Yeah, so that afternoon he came in, he tell me we are going to do ultrasound and also another blood test. Okay, so the ultrasound and the blood test, basically I need to fast, means I couldn't drink water. I don't know why I cannot drink water. I couldn't drink water from like 12 o'clock onwards all the way until the morning lah. Okay, yeah, so they also don't know when they will actually get me the ultrasound, because basically it's a Sunday, because that day was Saturday, right, they want to order the ultrasound the next day because I had to fast, right? Yeah, so basically they ordered the ultrasound the next day, and then don't know whether anyone will come in, and then they tell me next morning I will have my ultrasound. Okay, but in the end, when I had my ultrasound, it was like about 11 a.m. already. Okay, so I had to starve for 11 hours. Not really starve, is I don't really care about like hungriness or anything. I'm a person who like really treasure like water. Water is the most important thing to me. Like food can have, can don't have. I don't really feel hungry one. I'm a person who don't feel hungry without food, okay? And usually I eat food, right? I just eat with people. It's like a social thing, you know. But I do eat food that I like, that are fatty lah. That's the issue, I guess, with my pancreatitis, okay? Yeah, so basically at 11 o'clock I did the ultrasound, and then before the ultrasound, right, that morning, right, the nurse tried to take my blood, okay? So basically my left hand was poked with the drip, right? So basically they tell me left hand cannot take blood, okay? So left hand cannot take blood, they want to poke my right hand, okay? So poke my right hand, okay, fine. So they poke my right hand and they took blood from the right hand, okay, the big vein there. Okay, so no problem. And then basically that was when I complained to the nurse, why is my hand swelling from the drip, right? Is this normal? So she tell me it's not normal. Then she wanted to take out the drip, right? And she wanted to poke me again. Oh my god, I was like, no, please don't poke me again. Okay, so then they decided not to poke me until the CT scan was over. So by the time the CT scan was over, right, and I went back to my bed, the doctor came by to check on me. Okay, so I told the doctor, because I don't want to get poked anymore, I don't want to be put on drip anymore, I told the doctor I feel okay, I want to go home already. Okay, so the doctor actually discharged me. Okay, so the doctor actually discharged me. Okay, so I went home that day on Sunday at like about 12 or 2. Okay, so when I went home, right, it was okay, so if you discharge from hospital before, you know it's not a simple process. Okay, so basically if no one is with you, you have to carry your own things yourself together with all the discharge. Like you need to go and have a form to give to the business office. Then the business office need to like process and show you the bill, and then see if you need to pay anything. So if you need to pay anything, and then after that you need to go and collect your own medicine from the pharmacy. Yeah, so for those people who thinking of like sending hampers to people who are hospitalized, right? Maybe send to their home, okay? Because if you send to the hospital, they have to lug all these things home with their belongings, okay? So they probably pack like some clothes or whatever thingy to bring to the hospital to, you know, yeah. So all these things, if they need to lug back, is a pain lah. Yeah, so just send to their house, don't send to the hospital, okay? Okay, so this process, right, that I take to discharge, right, took about 1 hour again. Yeah, so there was tons of people at the hospital. It took about 1 hour again. Okay, yeah. So at the end of the 1 hour, I was presented with this bill. Let me show you guys. Okay, so this is the interim bill the business office presented me with, and also because the doctor haven't given a diagnosis whether it's actually pancreatitis or gastritis, right? So he has to meet a response the next week. So he told me to go and see me at his clinic the next week. Okay, so at first he set the appointment on like Wednesday 3 p.m. which was on 28 June. And because he has an urgent surgery, so he postponed my appointment to 10 a.m. on 30th June. Okay, so eventually I saw him on 30th June lah. Okay, so anyway, he gave me 10 days of hospitalization leave, so I was on hospitalization leave for the whole of this week. Okay, and then let's get back to the main point, which is this bill. You can take a look. So this is the bill. You can see I was admitted on 23 and then discharged on 25. But 10. Yeah, I was discharged at 10. Okay. Wait, that's not right. I wasn't discharged at 10 a.m. because I had my oh, maybe I had my ultrasound at 10 a.m. I thought it was 11. That's weird. Because I remember I ate my lunch, then I discharged at like 12 or 1 plus. Why the time so funny? But never mind, doesn't matter. Okay, so this is the hospital charges. 2-bedder is 288 for 2 days. So basically the bed is actually quite cheap. Even you go for 1-bedder, it's also not that expensive. So what's expensive in the private hospital, right, is you can see lah, diagnostic imaging services, very expensive. And then what's that? The pharmacy is very expensive. So they give me a lot of drips and painkillers. So these are expensive. And then you can see the doctor fees is also not very okay. Yeah, quite expensive lah actually. Okay, so total the bill was like 8,000 plus for a 2-night staycation. Okay, so let's move on to the second page. Yeah, so thankfully I was fully insured, so you can see I don't need to pay a single cent to the hospital while I was getting discharged. And then basically they said if there's any co-payment, because if you have rider or whatever, nowadays you don't have full 100% coverage, you still need to pay 5% co-payment. So for the co-payment can be covered by my MediSave lah, if the based on the estimated bill of like 8,000. 5% is what, $400. So definitely can be covered by my MediSave. Okay, so they discharge me without any payment or deposit. So everything will be settled by my insurer. Yeah, and then lastly, this is the back page of like some glossary of items. So like whatever they write there, what does it mean? So it's all these things are so clinical consumables. It's like this kind of thing. Companion, this one cannot claim under MediSave insurance. Okay, I didn't know that. I thought insurance can claim companion one bed for private. Okay, never mind. Monitoring a baby heart. I never use this. Equipment usage. Okay, so that's what they tell you. Basically, the drip machine is my equipment usage. And then epidural. That one is for giving birth, so don't have epidural. Then facility fee. Okay, if you use operating theatre, I didn't use operating theatre. Okay, histology is like blood, and pathology. So histology is not blood. Okay, so anyway, it's a study of tissue and organs. And then lab. Yeah, basically I did lab lah. So lab. OT, surgical. Okay, use of gases in operating theatre. Okay. Pharmacy. Oh, so pharmacy, the expensive one. Medicines taken orally or via injection. Okay, that's expensive. Physiotherapy I didn't do. Phototherapy I also didn't do. And then what is RMO fee? Don't have. Okay, so basically this is the glossary of items to explain the bill lah. Okay, and this was my discharge summary. Obviously you can see I can't really read lah, but I'll try my best. Energetic, central abdominal pain, nausea without vomiting, no fever, don't know what, I can't read. Oh my god, guys, can you guys read? Okay, so they talk about amylase 340, this one I know. Lipase is pending. Totally cannot read this thing, okay? Yeah, so what's the diagnosis? Say they didn't diagnose really. It's gastritis or pancreatitis, okay? So at the end of my hospital stay, I still wasn't diagnosed. That's why I have to go back for a follow-up the following week, okay? Yeah, so that was the discharge summary. Okay, so this was my claim records in my policy. Diagnosis, cause unspecified, lol. Okay, so AIA only received my claim on the 28th, which is Wednesday. Okay, so after receiving it, they settled it immediately. Okay, they approved it immediately lah. Okay, on the same day they received it, they approved it. Okay, so you can see in the end the bill was lesser than the amount that was presented to me, but that was an interim bill, so final bill is might be different lah. Okay, so might have been an estimate, so it was actually lower, I guess. Okay, so you can see basically how this works, right? So basically if you don't get a rider, first you need to pay this thing called the deductible, which is 3,500. Okay, so for private wards it's always 3,500. Okay, then next you need to pay a 10% co-insurance. Okay, so 10% co-insurance of the remaining bill. So after 7,162 minus 3,500, right, the 10% is 366.2. Okay, so if you don't have the rider, you will need to pay AIA will pay this amount, sorry, not AIA lah, whatever insurer will pay this amount, and then you have to pay the rest. So all this is the payables if you did not buy the rider. Okay, so because I bought the rider, so more amounts were covered. So yeah, so you can see, right, so the total amount paid by AIA with the rider is 6.8. Okay, so 6.8 divided by 7,162, right, is 95% of the bill. Okay, so the remaining 5% I will need to pay. And then basically because I can claim from MediSave, right, so no cash outlay for me, I can totally claim the 300 plus from MediSave. So this will also apply to my pre and post hospitalization. I need to do the 5% co-payment, and then per policy year depends on your insurer whether they have a cap lah. So some insurers have a cap on the co-payment per policy year, so it limits your out-of-pocket cost per policy year. Yeah, so very important to buy rider. Make sure you buy rider if you haven't bought rider, okay? And also if you basically have a hospitalization policy with your company also, right, it will cover the remaining 5%. So technically you don't need to pay a single cent. So if your hospitalization cover 100% of hospital, right, you don't need to pay a single cent, and then whatever amount you pay using your MediSave, right, will be reimbursed by your company insurer. So if you actually have both Health Shield and company insurance, okay, claim from your Health Shield first, then go to your company insurance and claim. Okay, even though the payout of the claims, right, is supposed to be company insurance first, then health shield, right? But because health shield need to e-file, okay, that's why you need to claim health shield first, then you go and claim from your company insurance for the co-payment. Okay, so whatever in between the other two insurers, between the corporate and the health shield, right, that one is their tai ji, okay, that's not your tai ji. Just remember, if you have both, claim from health shield first, because you need to e-file, and then after that claim from company insurance. Okay, yeah, so the reason why like that, right, is because usually your company will not give you up to private insurance, okay, and your health shield, if you buy private insurance, is better to claim from your private health shield insurance first. If not, later you need to reverse the corporate claim, and then you need to ask the hospital to e-file, and then basically you need to go through the same process whereby health shield pay first lah. Okay, yeah, so don't say I never say, I already said yeah. So this morning I went to see him, and then he told me my lipase is high. So my lipase is high, so highly likely it's pancreatitis lah. So he decided to refer me to another gastro doctor. So he gave me a referral letter to go and check it out. Okay, you can check out my referral letter. Yeah, so basically this is my referral letter. Thank you for seeing every patient admitted, and then got tenderness, and then that's guarding. Okay, never mind. CT scan ordered, no abnormality. And then amylase was raised. That one I show you guys already. And then he ordered this serum lipase. Then it was raised. So most likely acute pancreatitis lah. Okay, so did not show any gallstone. So it's not a gallstone pancreatitis. It's other kinds. Okay, so I don't really regularly consume alcohol. Last drink was a few days before that. Informed her need to see a gastro for further workup, and then need a MRI pancreas in about a month's time. Okay, so I need to go for follow-up in a month's time, and then basically I need to see this doctor next week. Okay, yeah, so the episode hasn't end. Yeah, the episode hasn't end. Yeah, so meanwhile while I'm there, I also told him that I do take like because that he mentioned there can be a few trigger factors. It can be actually too much fatty foods or alcohol, or it could be other kind of factors like autoimmune disease, or basically some kind of like food triggers. So food triggers can be not really food lah, like TCM that I'm taking. So I've been taking this TCM this year for my womb problem. So basically after my runs, right, I will bleed from my vagina. Okay, so bleeding after running, so that's why I stopped running for quite a long time, and I'm starting to grow fat, and then I've been looking to TCM to help treat this, but not sure if the TCM medicine actually caused this pancreatitis. Okay, so anyway, also I've been taking supplements lah. Okay, so all this I have to stop. Okay, alcohol, fatty foods, supplements, and also TCM. Okay, so since I have to stop the TCM and then I want to really go back to running, right, so I tell him to refer me to a gynae. Okay, whether this can be claimable or not, I have no idea. Okay, so I just going to go to the gynae and check this vagina thing out. Okay, so yeah, so this is the doctor that is going to check me out. Okay, so also going to consult next week. Okay, so this episode and this entire course or everything, right, hasn't ended. Okay, hasn't ended. And then basically I'm really thankful that I bought insurance, okay, especially a hospital insurance, okay, and also CI insurance. So with this episode of pancreatitis, I have no idea whether I can buy more CI insurance in future. Okay, so pancreatitis can actually be very serious, so it makes sense that the insurer does not want to insure me anymore. And thank God I bought CI insurance last year. Okay, like last year in October. So yeah, it's really like, thank God the waiting period is over. Okay, so if you didn't know what is waiting period is 90 days after the policy inception. Okay, so if anything is diagnosed within this 90 days, the insurer will not pay. Okay, so nothing was diagnosed during the 90 days from the day I bought this policy, and then basically all this pancreatitis, right, does not constitute as a CI yet. Okay, you need to check your policy details, exactly what they specify as CI. Okay, so I just show you an example of the pancreatitis from my CI policy. Okay. Yeah, so I actually bought more than 5 times of my annual income because I'm very kiasu, and I do know I don't live a healthy lifestyle. Okay, Yeah, so I bought a multi-pay CI policy last year for myself, and then it can claim up to 7 times of the insured amount. Okay, so it means like I get one CI, I can get many other CI, they will keep paying out. Okay, so and also once I get my first CI, I will waive all future premiums, no need to pay any premiums anymore, and I still cover. Okay, so basically if you look at the contract terms, this is the definition of pancreatitis for it to be claimable. Okay, so this one is the what's that called, early CI, then this is the intermediate stage, and then we have the major stage. So I bought early CI. Okay, early CI is very important. Nobody wants it to go until like this. Is probably you're just gonna die already. Yeah, so I'm a fan of early CI. I'm not a fan of major CI. Okay, so you can see what's the definition: acute inflammation, necrosis of the pancreas, and then need to do surgical lah. Okay, clearance of tissue. So the doctor say it's possible that it might happen to me because pancreatitis, it can like keep having repeated attacks one. Yeah, because once your pancreas get irritated, it can keep getting irritated. Okay, so actually having this is actually going to be a high risk for me lah. So definitely that's why I say I am going to be uninsurable for CI already. Okay, yeah, you can see diagnosis is based on specialist in gastroenterology. I don't know how to pronounce that, but basically the specialist that I'm going to see next week is the specialist in gastroenterology. Okay, yeah, so high chance that I can actually claim CI if this stupid pancreatitis keep happening. Okay, although I do not want it to keep happening because I do not want to go to hospital again. It was not a great experience. Yeah, basically because of the booking wrongly, and also it's very boring in the hospital. There's really like nothing to do, and then basically just lying in bed all day and just sleeping. Okay, yeah, so this I actually posted on my story, and then I mean it's for people who want to take action. Okay, I don't really like to talk to people who don't want to take action. I mean, if you're just like laid back, you don't want to take action, right? So be it lah, because that's your life, right? You take charge of your own life. You're not going to take any action. Why should I help you take action, right? I mean, I already provide you with all this information. If you're not taking action and anything happens, it's on your own. I already tell you all the facts, but you don't want to take action. Okay? Yeah, so don't say I never say. Buy your CI as early as possible, as young as possible, while you are still healthy. While you become unhealthy like me, right? Cannot buy already, okay? Cannot buy already, okay? Don't say I never say, Yeah, so like I said, I only like to work with clients who are willing to take action. They know the importance of insurance, and then I mean, watching all my videos, you should really know the importance of insurance. Just whether you want to take action. If you don't want to take action, it's fine. It's your life, okay? So I only want to work with people who want to take action, okay? I'm not going to be the advisor that sit there and spoon feed you and tell you buy this, go immediately keep buying, please beg you to buy. No, okay? I only work with people who want to do the best thing for themselves lah. Okay, yeah, so that concludes today's hospital sharing. So if you felt like this sharing was like it spoke out to you, and then basically you feel the need to get CI, critical illness coverage, you can reach out to me. Okay, basically what's the recommended amount of coverage is 3 to 5 times your annual income. Okay, so 3 to 5 times. Personally, I recommend more than 5. Like I say, I buy more than 5. Okay, I mean I won't recommend my clients buy more than 5 just for myself because I'm super kiasu, and then I don't really lead a healthy lifestyle, and then basically most people should get 5. Okay, even though the recommended is 3 to 5, right? 3 times means you can rest 3 years after you get your CI. Do you want to rest 3 years, or you want to rest 5 years after you get your CI? Nobody knows, right? Like after you get your CI, can you continue to work? Do you want to continue to work? How many years have you got to live after you diagnose your CI? You want to like 担惊受怕, like live in fear every day of your life, like you don't know whether you got sufficient money to last the rest of your life, and also basically affects your ability to work, right? So let's say you are sick, right? Your boss, you cannot go to work so often. It's going to affect your performance, it's going to affect your promotion. So all these things, right? No one tells you, but it's like silently they will like kick you out of the company. Like let's say they don't fire you, right? They don't promote you, they don't give you a raise. It's like akin to firing you, right? Yeah, so all these things nobody tell you, but it really happens to people who get sick and critical illness because they really need to go to the hospital a lot of time. As evidence from this episode, it's a mild episode for now, but nobody knows if you progress to something worse. And then mild episode, I need to go hospitalization leave 10 days, and then basically next week I need to go for again specialist checkup. how many days of leave do I need to take? Okay, so it's very, very important to get enough CI coverage. Really, 3 years is not enough one. Okay, and 5 years is for peace of mind. It's really for peace of mind. And basically, you don't need to dip into your savings for this episode. So let's say you really fully recover from this CI, right? Which is actually quite rare that you fully recover. Okay, if you actually fully recover from the CI, right, then you still have enough for retirement. Okay, so basically, actually, right, if you once get a CI, there's no way most insurer will even offer you any more CI insurance. Okay, so that's the reason why people get like multi-pay CI insurance. Is because once they get a CI, they cannot buy anymore. That's why if you only have a single pay CI insurance, you should consider getting a multi-pay one, because the chance of getting one CI only, right, is very rare, because most organs interact a lot with each other, and then once this organ something wrong, like for example your heart something wrong, other things will also go wrong in your body. Okay, so I mean, nobody's expecting you to get tons of like CI or whatever lah, but it's just like peace of mind. Okay, I'm super kiasu, but I will do super kiasu things for my clients lah. But if I will recommend this kind of kiasu things, if you guys don't want to take it, it's fine. Okay, because it's your life, it's not my life. Okay, yeah. So that concludes today's hospital sharing. If there's any updates on today's hospital sharing, I will upload another video if I have time. Okay, yeah, because I'm spending so much time on TikTok, right? Yeah, so if I have time, I will upload. Okay, so thank you for watching today's video. If you have learned something new, please help to like and subscribe. Okay, so I've noticed that my followers actually grown by about 5 ever since I started posting that I say I don't want to do YouTube anymore. So I must keep saying I don't want to do YouTube anymore. I don't know, maybe they came from TikTok anyway. Yeah, okay, thank you for watching today's video. Remember, like and subscribe. Okay, so to make sure I continue creating such useful content for you guys, right, you all really need to like and subscribe. Subscribe is the most important. Okay, because if not, I just stop creating content, because I'm not getting enough attention here that I want, that makes this worthwhile. Okay, because I spend so much time creating all this content and nobody watches it, it's like worthless to me, right? Like, what's the point? I do all this education content and nobody watches. Okay, so that's not great. Okay, remember, like and subscribe. Okay, that's all. Okay, bye bye everyone.
See you.